I think being on stage is really interesting. I would recommend, I was about to say, I would recommend everybody should be up on stage, right? I was gonna say it's a very important skill to know. I know some people that would rather, sit down and do a hard algebra or calculus test rather than be up on stage for 5 minutes. And it's understandable, right? It can be scary. You're up in front of people, fear of judgment, a lot of things go into it, right? You have to have a loud voice and really take up the stage, have a presence. My friends, if anyone really wants to get good, not at just being up on stage, but at building confidence, I would highly recommend acting. Highly recommend acting and drama. I would highly recommend them because in acting, people are gonna laugh at you. Whether you're aiming for comedy or it can be a freaking sad skit, a sad movie, a sad scene, and people just start laughing because it's corny. But what I mean by that is you get used to what being on stage is like. You get constantly reminded of, oh, which way is the audience looking? I gotta cheat, I gotta face the audience. You get constantly reminded of different things that can make someone laugh, right? Different facial expressions, different changes in tone of voice, the way that you do things. I know one exercise that we did in acting class that I just found super cool. By the way, this is an acting class back in high school. I don't want you to think like this is anything professional. Total amateurs. But they were like, okay, you're gonna say this line. So it was a line like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you would do that. But you would say that with 3 different tones. And another time you would say, oh my gosh, I can't believe you do that. And then another one would be really angry. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you let him do that. So just like that was a practice of, you're taking a line and you're expressing it differently. And that slight change of tone totally changes the atmosphere. It changes the vibe that you're going for. It changes really the mood that you're trying to project. So I think, my friends, being on stage is very interesting to learn about all these skills that you might not always be aware of. Now you're listening to this going, Daniel, I don't want to be an actor. Oh, I caught myself. I don't want to be an actor. I don't want to go on stage. I understand. But what if you can take your same principles of being on stage and apply it to being a lawyer in a courtroom? And apply it to being an entrepreneur and pitching something at a business meeting? And apply it to going to a job interview where you have 5 people sitting there in front of you? Because what is public speaking really? It's you're having almost like a one-on-one conversation, except you're addressing everyone. You're addressing all the masses. So what do you have to do? You have to know how to cheat your body language. And by cheat, I just mean face everyone. You got to know how to address everyone. You got to know the importance of having contact with everyone. I think there are a lot of benefits, my friends, when it comes to, being up on stage and just, whether, even if it's not acting in particular, but anything, any sort of presenting, any sort of thing that you're doing in public while people are watching, I think it is going to benefit you to extreme amounts.